Worksheet 3.5 might also be called sums. So here we go. What's important is that we mark the text, and by marking the text, we're going to underline keywords. We're going to circle numbers. If you see a number, give it a circle, and then we're going to box the question. Because it's important that we go back and make sure we answer that question. Otherwise, all that work that we've done doesn't really matter because we never answered the question. So I'm going to read this. The sum of two numbers is 84, and one of them is 10 more than the other. What are the two numbers? All right, I don't know, so I better reread it. Sometimes you have to reread these 3 or 4 times. So the sum, that's important. I know that's the answer to addition. It's the sum of two numbers. And that is, which means equals, 84. So right now I could actually say number 1 plus number 2, because there's two numbers that we're adding. They sum to equal 84. They add to equal 84. Now one of them is 10 more, so that means plus 10, than the other. What are the two numbers? So I need to answer what the two numbers are. And what's cool about boxing the question is then I can actually even start to answer it. The first number is, now I don't know what it is, but I'll need to find that out. They want to know both numbers, so then I can say in the second number is blank. If I can figure out these two blanks and I can just put them in the blank part, I then answered the question. So I'll even circle it or whatever. But now I got to figure out how to do this. So we should label what our unknowns are. It's the first number, and the second number. Now they tell us about one of them. I'll just say it's the first number. The first number is 10 more than the other number, which would be the second number. They give me a sentence telling me about the first number. They don't give me one about a sentence or a description of the second number. So that makes me a little sad. The value that they don't give you an expression for or a statement for becomes your x. But then check this out. If I make the second number x, and I know the first number is 10 more than the second number, remember the second number is my x. So the first number is 10 more than x. So I can write x plus 10. So now I can go back to what I call my verbal model. When we explained what we had to do, we had to take the first number plus the second number, and they have to equal 84. When we add them, that's verbal. Now I'm going to use my variables and numbers, my algebra, to substitute in. So the first number is x plus 10, right? And then the second number is x. So if I take x plus 10, the first number, plus the second number, x, it's supposed to add up to 84. And now that you have math algebra skills, we can simplify and solve this. We should simplify because we can combine like terms on the left side. We have 2x, right? 1x plus 1x is 2x. And then bring down the plus 10 equals 84. And now we just solve for x. So we undo addition first by subtracting. I'm going to come over here. We get 2x equals 74. Then we undo multiplying by 2 by dividing by 2. So we get x equals 37. All right, well, that's cool. I got like something for x. Well, what does that mean? Well, my second number is x. So what I'm saying is my second number is 37. And then I'm saying that my first number is x, or 37, plus 10, which would be 47. So let's see here. There was two requirements. My first and second number had to add to 84. And guess what? 47 plus 37 is 84. Now there's lots of ways to add to 84. The other requirement was that the one number needed to be 10 more than the other one. And isn't that the case for 47 and 37? So these are the only two numbers that work, that satisfy this requirement. I've found the answer, and I can answer that the two numbers are 47 and 37. Bada bing, bada boom. One number. I'm going to do the third one. I'm going to skip around. The second number, the second of two numbers, is 5 more than twice the first. Their sum is 29. And you know what? We want to know what are the two numbers. What are the two numbers? So let's go through and mark the text. The second of two numbers, so there's a first number and there's a second number, is or equals 5 more, that means plus 5, then twice, that means 2 times the first. So they're telling me about the second number, but they don't give me an expression or an explanation for what the first number is. So my first number is x, and then I can use the fact that I'm going to call the first number x to build an expression for the second number, because they say the second of two numbers is 5 more than twice the first. So I have to take the first number, which I'm calling x, and double, take twice it, and then I have to tack on 5. And that's how I get the value of the second number. It might be a little bit weird, but with practice this will get easier and easier. Their sum, the two numbers, when I add together, equals 29. So I know that the first number plus the second number is 29. Now the first number is x, and the second number is 2x plus 5. I take the first number and the second number, it equals 29. So now I have my verbal model right here, and I have my algebraic model right here, and now I solve this equation. I'm going to start by simplifying and combining like terms. 1x plus 2x is 3x. Now I can solve this equation by subtracting 5 and then dividing by 3. That's a 4, by the way. It looks kind of messy. So I get x equals 8. So let's make sure this works. So they're saying the first number, oops, a daisy. Ooh, let go. Let go. Good. The first number is 8, and the second number would be 2 times 8, 2 times the first number, and 5 more than that. So that is 21. So I know that the second number is 5 more than twice the first one. That exists. And then I know that 8 plus 21 is 29. So the question was, I forgot to box it, what are the two numbers? We can say that the two numbers are 8 and 21. An exclamation point. That was exciting. Number 5. The sum of two numbers is 47. Their difference is 37. Find the two numbers. So I have two numbers. I need to find them. This gives me a verbal model that the first number plus the second number is 47. They add to 47. So this one's kind of weird. So we have a first number and a second number. So here, call one of them x. It doesn't matter. Well, if their difference is 37, you could do it two ways. And I'll write down both ways, but don't do it both ways. It will work either way. Well, so if one number is x, I could add 37 to get the other number, because that would give it a difference of 37. Instead, you could also do this, x minus 37. So you pick and choose. And honestly, right now, it seems weird that that would work for both. You know what? I'm going to just choose the green one, and then I might, for fun, just do it in red as well. So let's take the first number, x, and let's add the second number, which is x plus 37. And that's supposed to equal 47. So then we get 2x plus 37 equals 47. Subtract 37. You get 2x equals 10. So then divide by 2 to undo multiplying by 2, you get x equals 5. So it would be 5 for the first number, and then add 37 to that to get the second number. And really, they're not asking about what the first number is versus the second number. They're asking what are the numbers. And so I'm saying 5 and 42. Hey, those two numbers have a difference of 37, and those two numbers add to 47. So that seems really good to me. But now I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to take this stuff and move it out of here. I better group it real quick, just for fun. Okay, so now it's out of here. And now let's substitute x in for the first number. And now we'll do x minus 37 for the second number. Oopsie daisy. Come on, Bessie. X plus x minus 37 equals 47. So we get 2x minus 37 equals 47. Now we add 37 to each side to solve for x to undo that. So now we get 2x equals 84. Divide by 2, x equals 42. So now I'm saying x equals 42. Then remember, I use this red one. So one number is 42. The other number is whatever 42 minus 37 is, which is 5. Oh, awesome. So find the numbers. The numbers are 42 and 5. Isn't that the same answer? The two numbers that make this work are 42 and 5. Both methods would work. Then you just say the numbers are 5 and 42. It's an and symbol. All right, let's see if we can get number 7 in here. Divide $80 among 3 people so that the second will have twice as much as the first, and the third will have 5 less than the second. Crazy. So really, when they say divide $80 amongst the people, we're also saying that the 3 people's money adds to 80. So person 1, they call people, yeah, first, second, and third person. So first person plus second person's money plus third person's money equals $80. Now I'm not going to carry the dollar sign down the whole way, but first person's money, second person's money, third person's money. All right, so here's where it's important that we acknowledge that there's a first person, a second person, and a third person. Remember, the variable goes to the person or the thing or the side or the number that has that doesn't get a description. And here's what I mean by that. This will be great. So here we get the second person will have yada yada yada. So this sentence is really about the second person. And this, I shouldn't call it a sentence, but that description is about the second person. And this description is about the third person. So who doesn't get a description? The first person. So the first person is going to be given the value of x. Now the second person will have twice as much as the first. Well, if the first person has x dollars, the second person has twice that, so 2 times x. And now here, this says the third person will have $5 less than the second person. The second person has 2x. So the third person has 2x minus 5. Remember, the phrase less than means that we have to switch the order of subtraction. So the 5 actually gets taken off of the total. So now we substitute x in for the first person, 2x in for the second person, and 2x minus 5 in for the third person. And we can definitely combine the x's. 1 plus 2 is 5x. And now we solve for x. So we get 5x equals 85. Divide by 5, you get 17. So we're saying this person gets 17. Ooh, I meant to change colors. This person gets 17. The first person does. It's not 17. 2 times 17 is 34. And then this person gets $5 less than the second person. So 2 times 17 is 34 again. Minus 5 is 29. And if you take these 3 numbers and add them up, guess what you get? you get 80. So we just finished this off with a